Hey everyone, Eric from the Smoky Mountain family here. We are at the Gatlinburg entrance of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, and in a couple minutes, I'm about to drive into this park, and I'm not going to pay a dime. Now, next year, due to a park proposal, this may change.
The Great Smoky Mountains National Park is on track to set another record for visitors. The Park It Forward plan that will require drivers parking a car, truck, or motorcycle to pay a fee to park. New at 5, big news in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, rolling out a pay-to-park plan. No more free parking in the Smokies. It's a historic change for the nation's most popular national park.
The good news is that we have a solution. We call it Park It Forward, and we need your help.
Sugarland's Visitor Center is one of the popular first stops for many of the millions of visitors that come to the park every year. But shortly, you could have to pay to park here. Now, what does this mean for everyone that plans to visit this national park? It's looking like a day pass will be $5, a weekly pass will be $15, and an annual pass will be $40, which isn't a whole lot. How this will roll out is still yet to be seen, as they're still in the planning stages. It's just a proposal, but they are looking to get some feedback from everyone that visits. Between now and the beginning of May, they're putting the information out there to see what people think, to get some public response and opinion. Visitors to the park in the last decade surged, topping out at a record high of 14.1 million visitors in 2021. Now, here at Chimney Tops Trail, even on this cold and unbelievably snowy day in April, parking at Chimney Tops Trailhead is an issue. But Chimney Tops isn't alone. Parking for Alum Cave Bluff Trail, Laurel Falls Trail, if you've ever been to Cades Cove just about any time of the year, you can see that overcrowding has become an issue. Now, while the visitors to the park surge, funding for the park has not, and this is one of the reasons why the Great Smoky Mountains National Park is considering putting fees in for parking. So what's the issue with having fees for parking in Great Smoky Mountains National Park? Most other national parks have admission fees. Great Smoky Mountains National Park does not. There's a lot of reasons for this, mostly due to legislation. In 1951, when the state of Tennessee turned over Newfound Gap Road to federal lands, essentially giving it to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, there was a provision in that bill that ensured there would be no toll put on this road, which basically means that you could not charge admission to the park. In the 90s, another piece of legislation rolled out saying the same thing. So about 85% of what is now the Great Smoky Mountains National Park was owned by loggers. The other 15% by private residents that had their homes here. So there was talk about a lot of these people when they turned the land over saying, hey, we'll sell the property. A lot of times they gave them lifetime leases, these sorts of things. But the word is that a lot of these individuals said, hey, if we're going to do this, you can't charge admission. Now, I haven't been able to substantiate that, but I do know that the 1950 bill and the 1990s bill definitely said that you cannot put a toll on this road, therefore eliminating admission to the park. Park Superintendent Cassius Cash said it's a parking fee. Check it out.
Our plan is to charge a modest fee for parking that will generate critical revenue to protect the Smokies. This is a real opportunity for each person who visits and uses the park to contribute towards its upkeep. It will provide a sustainable year-round source of funding for the park to meet the needs of today and tomorrow.
We are here at Alum Cave parking area, which isn't too busy today. Again, the conditions are probably keeping people off the trail. And actually, Newfound Gap Road is going to close at noon today. But typically in this scenario, you will see cars parked a mile on each side of the actual parking area for Alum Cave Bluff. A lot of illegal parking, that sort of thing. This is causing a lot of issues.
When I came here, we had 10.1 million visitors, the most visited national park in the country. Now there's 14.1 million people coming to the park. As you would imagine, it requires more resources to deal with the extra wear and tear on our trails, our picnic areas, restrooms, and the historic cabins. The park is feeling the strain. Our staff is feeling the strain.
According to the National Park Service, parks like Yellowstone bring in about $8 million annually from their programs of admission fees. Now, what does that look like for the Great Smoky Mountains National Park? In 2020, the National Park, Great Smoky Mountains, received about 12.5 million visitors. When you account for all the heads and the cars and things like that, we're looking at about $175 million worth of funding. Superintendent Cash and others from the National Park Service say that the parking fees aren't made to restrict or to keep people from coming to the park. Obviously, not as many people are going to show up and be willing to pay the fees. It's going to prohibit some people.
It's designed not to have an effect on visitation, which is why we were very price sensitive to how we laid this out. That we understand that there's as diverse of people that use this park, so are there a socioeconomic background.
So where will all this money go? According to park officials, they say that they will go to education programs, infrastructure in the park, hiring more rangers, keeping up with the wear and tear, just maintenance on trails and things of that nature. So the money will go back into the park, create a better experience for park goers. Now, your response to that claim may be, well, we already pay for this park because it is federal land and we pay a federal withholding tax. That's true. But at the same time, while park visitation has ballooned over the last decade, funding for the park has stayed static.
You see, that is a 57% increase. This is the budget line. You can see it's flat and up just 8% over this 10-year stretch when you look at 2021. The bottom line is park leaders say the Smokies are getting loved to death.
It could be said that the epicenter of the Park It Forward program was here at the Laurel Falls Trailhead parking.
Laurel Falls has become so popular that this is where most people park, alongside the road up to a mile away from the trailhead.
At Laurel Falls, there are usually more cars on the side of the road than in the actual parking lot.
Should the park put some sort of parking fee in place to ensure a better experience for the visitors? Do we pay enough already through our federal withholding taxes for these initiatives? What's the voice of individuals that actually come here and enjoy and pay their hard-earned money to come to this area and enjoy the national park?
The Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians say they reached a deal with the park for free parking passes for tribal citizens. The CEO of the Eastern Band of Cherokees said in a Facebook post this is part of strengthening the partnership between the park and the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians.
So in conclusion, we all love the national park, and 14 million visitors last year speak to as much. The question is, should there be a requirement to pay to park in the park? This is definitely a place that needs to be protected. It's a place that I've loved since I was a kid, a place that we chose to move to when we had the opportunity to do so. So definitely I want to protect it. Do I think it's unfortunate that the tax dollars that we spend up to this point aren't enough to protect it sufficiently? Absolutely. Am I willing to, as a person that loves this area and it has a special near and dear place in my heart, am I willing to pay $40 a year to be able to park in the place to hopefully benefit and get some return on that? Absolutely I am. But still, I'm conflicted about that. And I'm sure most of you guys are too. So please, guys, if you would, in the comment, let us know your thoughts about it. Let us know if you are willing to pay to park. Let us know if it will maybe keep you from coming. It is, I mean, it's marginal, right? It's $5 a day, $15 a week, $40 a year. But still, a lot of people save all year long to come here. And, and that speaks to how special it is as well. Make sure to leave that comment below. Let us know what you think. We are going to submit this to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park headquarters. Hopefully we can we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.